Well, let's go live to Odessa and speak to Michael Bossacu, who's Senior Fellow at the Atlantic Council and Global Affairs Analyst. Michael, welcome here to the programme. We'll talk about the minerals deal in a moment, but your thoughts on what we've heard from Marco Rubio about potentially walking away.
Good to be with you, Matthew. Well, I can say one thing. New day, same Trump. What we're seeing is at least some consistency in terms of their whiplash foreign policy. When things don't work out, you just walk away from it. Whatever happened to the master of the art of the deal? I think what's happening in the background here is that the Trump administration realizes that this foreign affairs file is very toxic. The Russian side has no interest in honoring any of the deals it makes. And it doesn't serve Trump's purposes of throwing red meat to his base. His base wants more of a focus on deportations, on putting those gleaming new smokestacks and factories into the USA, but this doesn't fit well into their kind of scheme of things, especially when Trump's ratings are falling.
So is it clear to you what moving on actually means? Does it mean recognising that Moscow has been the block here, thinking potentially about sanctions or ramping up aid to Ukraine? Or does it mean, do you think, simply walking away and leaving the participants to it?
I think that second scenario, walking away, probably what will happen by default is one of Ukraine's other partners, whether it be Turkey or one of the Gulf states, where those leaders have Mr. Putin on speed dial, will take their place. And that could be a good thing. However, for the Ukrainians, the bad side of that deal is they cannot provide security guarantees. They cannot provide the amount of defense systems, intelligence, that sort of thing that the Americans have been providing. So I've talked to Ukrainians at both ends of the highway linking Odessa and Kyiv, and they're all using the same kind of word right now, the same kind of term, is that we feel very, very vulnerable at the moment.
Michael, a question about the minerals deal, because the first draft was totally derailed by that White House meeting, Trump-Zelensky. Then there was a new draft, which those who'd seen it described it as naked extortion. I think you've seen this current draft that has been signed. What did you make of it?
Pretty vague. It's got enough holes in it you could drive a truck through, and I think that's on purpose because both sides will try to get the max, but it'll be especially the American side that will really push for, as James Waterhouse correctly put it, assets below the ground and above the ground as well. This is a very transactional administration, but my fear is that, or at least what I've been picking up here on the Ukrainian side, is that people are very nervous about this deal because, number one, it wasn't the assistance provided by the U.S. was a gift, a grant. It wasn't a loan, even though it was provided by Biden. And they're asking themselves, why do we have to pay retroactively for it? The other thing very quickly is that there are fears that this could turn Ukraine into an economic colony of the United States. And I can tell you that there are going to be two things that will happen. It will test the unity of the so-called wartime coalition that exists in Parliament right now, but it will also face very, very tough scrutiny, especially by opposition parties, because they don't want their very, very valuable assets sold without anything in return to the United States.
Michael, a quick final thought. Steve Witkoff, the special envoy, he appears to be failing to negotiate a settlement here, Ukraine-Russia. He appears to be failing on the Gaza ceasefire. Is it a reality check for the Trump administration that actually, when it comes to these global crises, perhaps some of the simplistic statements just don't work in the real world?
That's right. I think they're discovering the fragility of the quicksands of the Middle East, dealing with something especially like Gaza and also Ukraine as well. I mean, you're dealing with a Mr. Putin who doesn't respect red lines, who doesn't honor agreements. And I think they're quickly realizing that it's hard to broker a deal when one of the major parties, the party that has the ability to solve this conflict, doesn't honor it. And just quickly, Matthew, we're also seeing more and more evidence of China being involved in this war, not only providing dual-use technology, drones, but also Chinese nationals, not at the direct approval of the Chinese government, but certainly they're aware of it. So that is a worry as well.
Michael, good to have you on the programme. Thanks so much for your time. Thank you.
My pleasure.